Coming in at number 10 today, we have Megan Fox. Because kindness still isn't universal online, Megan Fox has had to deal with some pretty nasty comments with some disrespectful fans. However, the star has also shot back some pretty sarcastic comments with fans to prove she's not the nicest person to deal with. Even crew members on the Transformers set have noted it was unbearable and ungracious to work with the star. When the 3 anonymous crew members who work with Megan on the blockbuster film came forward to talk about their time working on the set with her, they would become an open book and they would brand Megan as a dumb, ungracious, rude, and unbearable actress, and that it was just the tip of the toxic iceberg that they melted. The crew members went on to explain that after working for 12 months on set making 2 movies with the star, she showed little interest in the crew members around her, and while the crew worked extremely hard to make her look good in every single way, she never appreciated anyone's hard work and she never even said thank you. After she would be replaced after the second Transformers movie, after being difficult to work with, Megan would try to defend herself by saying the director, Michael Bay, was actually the nightmare to work with. However, once the crew members came forward anonymously against Megan, it would show the star was definitely someone you don't want to communicate with in Hollywood. Number 9, Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz is known for her work in Charlie's Angels and countless romantic comedies. However, she isn't known for being pleasant during fan interactions. If you were maybe looking to get an autograph from the star one day, you might just want to rethink that thought, as Cameron isn't afraid to refuse to give any fan a lecture on how dumb autographs are. During the red carpet event for the premiere of X-Tape, several eyewitnesses would come forward to say how awful Cameron was to her admirers. Fans have also explained that her behavior and attitude with them was absolutely disgusting. After fans waited hours for a chance to meet her, they would be ignored and some would even be lectured. Cameron at one point even yelled at one of her fans by saying, "If I did it for you, I'd have to do it for everyone," before storming off. Cameron is known to be pretty unfriendly with her fans, and it's honestly pretty disappointing. However, she wouldn't be the only one to be rude and show terrible attitude towards fans during the X-Tape premiere, as Jason Segel would also be extremely rude to their fans who were there admiring the movie and them. With there only being 4 to 5 fans actually waiting for them, it would have taken less time for them to take a few photos and sign a couple autographs than it did to lecture their fans. Hey Peaches, are you enjoying this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming in at number 8 today, we have Rihanna. So in 2014, Rihanna would come under fire as it would be discovered that she was cyberbullying a 16-year-old fan over her prom outfit. So Alexis Carter took style inspiration from Rihanna for her Hollywood-themed prom at her Baltimore high school in 2010. So the look Alexis tried to recreate was a look where Rihanna wore a head-turning teal wing jumpsuit. So Alexis loved this look so much that she decided to create her own version of the outfit, and then she would share some of the photos of her prom ensemble on social media. When memes quickly started to take off showing the teen extending her arms and the material with the wings on full display. In one of the shots, she's shown next to a really glamorous red carpet photo of Rihanna in the exact same outfit, with a caption saying Instagram versus real life comparison outfits. Another set of photos would also go viral with Alexis's pose, and she would be pictured next to a curved W of the Wu-Tang symbol. Rihanna would then share the images on her Twitter account, adding a frowny face to the one comparison photo of her. When the singer went to great lengths to put the pictures up side by side mocking the fan, other fans would come to tell Riri that her move was uncool. However, when Rihanna posted a comparison photo of Alexis's dress with the Wu-Tang symbol, saying she gets it, we can't imagine anything more humiliating for a 16-year-old than to be mocked by your idol. And number 7, Hailey Bieber. Hailey Bieber got slammed over social media after a viral TikTok claimed that she was rude to a former restaurant hostess, Julia Carolyn. In the video, Julia would say that this is going to be controversial. I met Hailey a handful of times and every time she was just not nice. I really want to like her, but I have to give her 3.5 out of 10. Sorry. After Hailey found out about the video, she would end up taking to the comments to say, just came across this video and wanted to say sorry if I've ever given you bad vibes or bad attitude. That's not my intention. She also added that she hopes to one day meet the hostess again to apologize in person. Afterwards, Hailey would then open up and say she felt bad about Julia's experience with her and that it wasn't the greatest and that the whole situation actually made her frustrated because you never know what someone's going through. Hailey then tried to explain that she was going through some pretty tough times and she was sad and heartbroken and felt like engaging with people was really hard for her. She wished she didn't act that way and that she made a mistake out of character for her, but if it happened on on every occasion that you met her, do you really expect us to believe that it was really out of character for you? Coming in at number 6, Kendall Jenner. Now, Hailey wouldn't be the only celebrity that Julia would call out, as in 2 videos posted to her TikTok, she would reveal that she didn't have the best interactions with Kendall and Kylie Jenner. With Kendall being one of the most low-key members of the family, she's exhibited some pretty outrageous diva behavior in the past. In 2014, the model would find herself making headlines after finding herself in a situation with Mercer Kitchen in New York City. Jenner would be dining with her best friend, Hailey Bieber, and she got upset at the fact that the staff didn't want to serve her any more alcohol, so she decided it'd be a good idea to leave the establishment without paying for her meal. When she got confronted by the staff, she would then throw $20 at them without even checking to see if that was enough to cover her bill and her tip. 3 years after the initial dine and dash, Kendall would find herself under fire again after she failed to tip. When the establishment posted a picture of the receipt on their Instagram page, they would say, "Don't forget to tip your bartender." Kendall would then try to cover up her tracks by saying, "Next time we won't tip in cash." While it's hard to believe what actually happened in both of these separate events, Julia did reveal on her TikTok that Kendall doesn't talk to the staff and her behavior never really comes across well for those in the restaurant industry. And number 5, Jason Segel. Following the premiere of X Tape at Union Square Theater in New York back in 2014, Jason Segel would find himself under fire for being unbelievably rude to fans who had shown up to support him in the new film. Eyewitnesses would later tell gossip sites that when Cameron Diaz and Jason were leaving the theater with a handful of fans asking for photos or autographs, the 2 celebrities just opted to treat them like dirt. The witnesses would even point out, while there was only 4 to 5 fans waiting, it's not like the fans were following them, as it was a premiere for fans to attend. However, both stars' attitudes towards the fans were absolutely disgusting. When a 20-year-old fan asked Jason for a photo when he was leaving the premiere, Jason would scream no, and he would literally slam the car door right in the fan's face. People in the crowd would then gasp to acknowledge how bad the moment actually was. Jason was downright nasty to his fan when there was no need for it. As there wasn't a huge crowd of people waiting for the stars, it was only 4 to 5 people, and it would have taken them less time to interact with the fans than it was to give them each lectures and slam doors in their face. So while Hollywood has painted him to be the sweet guy next door with the characters he plays, he's definitely not the guy we thought he was. And number 4, we have Jennifer Lawrence. So Jennifer Lawrence is known for her relatable personality and sense of humor. However, she hasn't always been super nice to her fans, and she's even admitted that she can actually be quite rude to her fans, so she can avoid interacting with them. Which is actually a pretty odd behavior if you think about it. Jennifer has said that her fearless approach to life doesn't come across well in the public eye. And in 2016, Jennifer would even lash out at a reporter for no reason because he was looking at his phone during a press conference instead of paying attention to her. She's even tried to explain that the reason she acts so rude is because it's the only way she knows how to defend herself, as she gets really protective about her private space. So if you see her out for dinner and you think it's a good idea to flash a couple photos on your iPhone, just know she's a really rude person and she might just call you out on it. She definitely doesn't want to, but she will do it. So people in the future, leave her alone because she's not your friend. And number 3, Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock may play these compassionate, caring characters, however, that doesn't mean that her real self is as kind or giving. And she's actually been described by many fans as one of the meanest people in Hollywood to meet. While the star refuses to make time for people, she was once considered to be one of America's sweethearts. However, her rude behavior has caused her to lose that title. In 2014, Denise Coates told Star magazine that she was out with her husband, who happens to be a war veteran, when they ran into Sandra in Boston while she was filming The Heat. Sandra was on a filming break, and when Denise and her husband approached her, Sandra just ended up being extremely rude. She would cover her face and would even start yelling at the couple and threw insults at the man in the wheelchair after they just asked her for an autograph. Now sure, we get it. Not all celebrities have time to greet their fans because they're on this busy schedule, and we understand it can be annoying when they're hounded by mobs of fans. However, with it being just a single wheelchair-bound veteran and his wife approaching you in a polite request, did the autograph really warrant a yelling match? She could have just turned down the request. Instead, she just shocked us all with her rude response. And number 2, Tobey Maguire. When Tobey Maguire had a pretty bad gambling habit, he was reportedly part of the infamous poker ring with Molly Bloom. Now, Molly organized games many Hollywood superstars attended, mid in the early 2000s, but Toby was one of her most frequent visitors. In her memoir Molly's Game, which was made into a movie, she would reveal that Toby was one of the worst tippers, best players, and absolute worst loser. Molly would also reveal that Toby once tried to humiliate her when she was at the tables by demanding that she should bark like a seal who wants fish in order to earn $1,000 in poker chips, all because he thought she was making a little too much money that night. When the poker game organizer added that she just tried to laugh it off, the actor continued to persist, and he would go on to say, "I'm not kidding. What's wrong? You're too rich now? You won't bark for $1,000? What makes this incident even more funnier is Toby would even refuse to play without a shuffle master, which is like a $17,000 device that's supposed to deliver a fair random shuffle, and he even tried charging the machine for rent as he wanted $200 a night every time it was used. And coming at number 1 today, we have Christina Aguilera. Now, Christina Aguilera may be a vocal powerhouse, however, rumor has it that the star hasn't always been the nicest when it comes to her fans, and she can actually get pretty nasty with people auditioning or performing on The Voice. When Christina was still a judge on The Voice, she would even go as far to scald one of the contestants because he wasn't paying super close attention to her critiques. With the singer repeatedly asking the male singer to take off his pants, he thinks she would have stopped after asking him for the 3rd time, and her behavior would just get more worse as the show went on, as her attitude reportedly didn't even stop when the fans were actually famous themselves. Even actress Valerie Bertolini said that she once approached Christina to say, "Oh my god, I think you're a beautiful singer," and she would claim that Christina paid no attention to her comment and just said "yeah, whatever" before walking away. At number 10, we have Robin Thicke. Robin Thicke learned the hard way that mirrors can catch everything, even cheating. When a fan captured a photo at an MTV VMAs after party in New York City, the singer got exposed why he decided to get a little cheeky with the fan. Of course, it didn't go unnoticed. When the fan posted a photo to her Instagram page, many were quick to call out Robin as the mirror behind him captured the star with his hand in a place it shouldn't have been. What made things even worse is that the pair was also seen making out while the star was only a few feet away from his wife at the time, Paula Patton. The photo would then be tweeted to his wife the morning after with a warning message saying, "Look at the reflection, girl." There was definitely no getting away from that one, so let this be a warning that mirrors can catch you at your worst moments, so maybe don't take pictures in front of them. At number 9, we have Bow Wow. When Bow Wow got caught lying about his flight on a private jet, the whole world would be laughing at the star. When the rapper posted a photo to Instagram, he made it seem like he was boarding a private jet to New York to promote his new TV show, Growing Up Hip Hop. However, as soon as the rapper would post the photo, another photo began circulating online claiming that Bow Wow was on a commercial flight alongside fellow passengers. The user would then go on to say, "So this guy, Little Bow Wow, is on my flight to New York," but on Instagram he posted a photo of a private jet claiming he was traveling on that instead of the commercial aircraft. What made matters worse is that one even found Bow Wow used a stock photo from the Fort Lauderdale's VIP transportation site. It's probably best to not lie and always remain 100% authentic to your fans because you never know when one might call you out on it. At number 8, we have Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande found out the hard way that you should always double check translations before you get a tattoo, after the star intended to get 7 rings tattooed on her hand in Japanese translation. When the star uploaded the photo to her Instagram, many were quick to say that the tattoo actually meant a small charcoal grill. Grande of course tried to fix the tattoo, which also seemed to backfire on her as it would now read Japanese barbecue fingers. Luckily for the star, palm tattoos only tend to peel and fade much faster than other tattoos, so she'll have a chance to easily cover it up one day with another tattoo. But before you go and get a tattoo in another language, make sure you do your research because you don't know if you'll end up in a similar situation. At number 7, we have Kris Jenner. So remember that time Kris Jenner shared a photo of herself with chef Gordon Ramsay, and it was so heavily edited that Ramsay's face looked strangely smooth and shiny. Unfortunately, we know that this makeover was a result of a filter and some serious editing because Ramsay would then post another photo where he looked completely different and more natural. Now, the Kardashian Jenner family clearly loves editing their photos, and their family has been called out numerous times over the last few years. Now, yes, the light wasn't exactly flattering, but both of them look fine, so Kris really didn't need to do any fine-tuning around the edges. Fans were quick to call out Kris, and one even noted that the photo was overly filtered and that Gordon had some serious guts to post the real photos. The fan would then go on to say that it's much shame that they didn't need to look like they were 30 years old. At number 6, we have Charlie Sheen. When Charlie Sheen was dining at a Las Vegas restaurant back in 2011, he decided he wanted to get in touch with Justin Bieber, so he decided it would be smart to send a direct message through Twitter. The actor would go on to write his phone number and told the singer to call him. However, instead of the number being sent by a direct message, it was actually a tweet posted to his page, and his number ended up reaching 5.5 million of his followers. The star quickly started to receive 1,800 text messages and countless phone calls. Now, at first he did play along with it and decided to be a pizzeria each time the phone rang, but that got old quickly and he opted to change his number after having a good laugh at his own mistake. At number 5, we have Courtney Love. Courtney Love once tried to claim that she cracked the code on the missing Malaysian air flight. However, she was just looking at photos of boats. Back in 2014, the singer would post, "I'm no expert, but close up, does this look like a plane in an oil slick?" She then went on to post evidence in a diagram of the photos where she believed the plane was. A fan would later zoom up on the pictures and say, "Sometimes our eyes see what we want them to see." The picture would then show a boat, and the fan would know, although it was an interesting note, it looks more like the other boats in the area, but keep up the good work. That one was definitely embarrassing for the star, to the point that she hasn't been so vocal on her conspiracies since. At number 4, we have Rob Kardashian. So you think because Rob's family knows how to run social media that he would have learned the power it could have. Now, in Rob's defense, we have all lied about applying to schools just to keep our parents happy. But let this be a warning, maybe don't lie about it on Twitter because you might get busted by the school you said you applied to. Back in 2012, when Rob would tweet that he was going to law school very soon, he was excited to attend, and then he went on to tag the University of Southern California. While some were quick to congratulate the reality TV star, USC came out to say that it was news to them and that he wasn't going to their school as he never even applied. While everyone was having a good poke at the star for that one, I think it's a good time to remind Rob to be careful out there because you never know who's gonna call you out on your next lie. At number 3, we have Kim Kardashian. Back in 2015, Kim got called out by Armani on Twitter for not knowing how to spell Giorgio's name. The incident started over Kim being upset about the brand's discontinuing her favorite foundation and how she was on her last bottle and wanted the company to continue making it so it wouldn't be a huge inconvenience for her. Now, in the tweet she did write, "Why is Giorgio Armani discontinuing my favorite foundation?" and spelled Giorgio's name as Georgio. Armani would then tweet to the star saying to let them know what foundation she needed and they would send it out to her. They also threw a little shade at the star by telling her how to spell Mr. Armani's name as Giorgio. While there are other world issues other than a discontinued bottle of foundation, Kim, she was definitely embarrassed online for that one. At number 2, we have Gal Gadot. Actress Gal Gadot received a lot of backlash after her tribute to Stephen Hawking was seen as insensitive towards the disabled community. The star would tweet that she wished he was free of any physical constraints and that his brilliance and wisdom would be cherished forever. Fans were quickly to come for the star as they had an issue with the fact that she said Stephen's passing finally freed him from his physical constraints. Twitter user Adam B. Zimmerman would come out to say that Stephen's disabilities didn't stop him from changing the world and that people with disabilities don't wish to be free from their challenges, they wish to be valued for what they can do and not pitied for what they can't do. And many other users would beg the star to delete her insensitive tweet. And at number 1 today, we have Doja Cat. Doja Cat was almost cancelled after fans accused the star of participating in anti-Semitic chat rooms using some inappropriate language. Just days after the star landed her first Billboard #1 hit, she was accused of allegedly participating in the chatting platform called Tiny Chat. In viral footage, the singer could be heard making suggestive comments and also using some pretty insensitive words to call out the black community on the site.
I'm gonna start with, I'm very sorry to anybody who's taken offense, to anybody who I've hurt.
It's a music video by FAA tweets that I've do it.
Let's take your work all night.
The star would then come forward to say that she's been using the site since she was a kid and she shouldn't have been using some of the rooms and that she was sorry if she offended anyone. Doja Cat's actions would cause her to be unfollowed by majority of her fan base, but that wouldn't be the only time the star would be humbled, as back in July, Doja would message Stranger Things actor Noah Schnapp about his Stranger Things co-star.
At number 10, we have Adam Levine. The Maroon 5 frontman has since denied all of the recent accusations of cheating on his Victoria's Secret model wife, Beate Prinsloo, with Instagram model Sumner Stroh. However, this doesn't excuse him from today's list. In 2009, an interview resurfaced in which Adam admitted to messing around in his past relationships ahead of his marriage. Instant headlines connected this series of events from the direction of Sumner's accusations early last week when the model took to TikTok in an attempt to expose the singer, further alleging that Adam had hopes of naming his new baby after her. In a statement Adam made to TMZ about his most recent scandal, Adam informed the media outlet, quote, "A lot is being said about me right now and I want to clear the air. I used poor judgment in speaking to anyone other than my wife in any kind of flirtatious manner. I did not have an affair, nevertheless I crossed the line during a regrettable period in my life. Reeling back to the 2009 interview though, when Adam was questioned on why guys cheat, he revealed this to Cosmopolitan. Instinctively, monogamy is not in our genetic makeup. People cheat. I have cheated. And you know what? There is nothing worse than the feeling of doing it. Since Sumner's allegations, we've seen several other women step into the spotlight to claim they've also received flirtatious messages from the singer. Most recently is former yoga instructor Alana Zabel. Alana alleges that she was also the recipient of flirty texts, but went on to further state that the personal ramifications she faced were far more severe than the others. Alana insisted that Adam rumoredly did not ever acknowledge the suffering she faced at the hands of her ex-boyfriend, basically accusing Adam of turning a blind eye to her pain. Alana and numerous other women campaigned the hashtag #ExposedAdamLevine at the top of her story as well. If you haven't yet, tap the notification bell for more, it really helps our channel. At number 9 we have Emily Ratajkowski. The runway/brand model has officially pulled the plug on her marriage by filing for divorce from her soon-to-be ex-husband Sebastian Bear McLeod. According to online reports, Emily filed for divorce on Thursday in New York. Emily's filing came in light of prior accusations of Sebastian cheating on her. Apparently, there have been several public signs over the past few weeks which hinted at a closure in the relationship between the 31-year-old model and the 35-year-old acting producer. Emily was caught moving out of their New York City house only last month, and she most recently announced that she was single and dating once more on social media. The broken up couple share a 1-year-old son named Sylvester together and got married back in 2018. Online records indicate that their divorce is still in the contested stage, meaning that they still have a lot of work to do before it can be finalized. Emily and Sebastian's last appearance together was in May at Ari Emanuel's wedding ceremony. At number 8 we have Scott Disick. Now Scott is no stranger to cheating allegations nor the huge womanizer label branded on him throughout his lengthy time in Hollywood thus far. His player-esque ways actually began a long while back while he was in a relationship with reality star Kourtney Kardashian. This was most likely the biggest reason why Kourtney eventually made the decision to call it quits with Scott. During a Keeping Up with the Kardashians episode from 2009, the former couple were filmed fighting about texts Kourtney had found on Scott's phone that were allegedly sent by another woman. Surprisingly though, Kourtney ended up remaining by his side for quite a few years after this, even though she was dealing with immense trust issues doubled up with all of Scott's other reported problems at the time. Despite Scott cleaning up his acts in the years to follow, he soon fell right back into the rabbit hole of his old habits by July 2015. This was at the time when Scott was exposed via photographs of him getting a little too comfy cozy with his stylist Chloe Bartoli at a Monaco beach. Kourtney had considered that the final straw that broke the camel's back and dumped him for good. At number 7 we have Jessica Simpson. Jessica and her former partner Nick Lachey seem to have it all. On MTV, the Once a Thing duo was suggested as more than destined to become far more than just a reality TV dream couple. However, it seems this wasn't entirely the case, as the truth soon prevailed itself and Jessica was caught with her pants down. Jessica, for a fact, cheated on Nick, as per evidence from paparazzi in Los Angeles when they spotted Jessica departing the Chateau Marmont donning Adam Levine's t-shirt. At the time, no one could deny Jessica's unfaithfulness towards her then husband, and Nick divorced her in 2006. Nick is now married to his current wife Vanessa and shares 3 children, and Jessica is also happily moved on into her own relationship as well. At number 6 we have Jude Law and Sienna Miller. The UK was quite literally obsessed with their former celebrity acting dream couple Sienna and Jude. However, reports stated that the relationship was beyond tumultuous behind the cameras. Headlines of their time together began in 2004, following Jude cheating on Sienna with his children's previous nanny. Said nanny was taking care of his offspring from a former marriage, and they entangled in an affair prior to Jude and Sienna getting married, but after the duo were engaged. Yet, there are 2 very revealing sides to the coin of this relationship, because Jude wasn't the only one exposed for being unfaithful during their time together. It was later revealed that Sienna also cheated on Jude with the James Bond actor Daniel Craig. The rocky couple eventually let the romance go in 2006. They made a brief reconciliation in 2009, but soon split for good the following 2 years in February 2011. At number 5 we have Jennifer Lopez. One of her most high-profile relationships was her marriage to celebrity dancer Chris Judd in 2001. Jennifer was still very much married to Chris when she was exposed for seeing Ben Affleck at the same time. Reports stated that when Chris found out, he immediately took to divorce court to settle his emotions regarding their then messy situation. Jennifer was later set to marry Ben, but in what seems like the scariest form of karma, Chris's favor was returned in the form of then telling Jennifer he was marrying Jennifer Garner instead of her, while JLo was in the midst of organizing their wedding. Naturally, Jennifer and Chris's relationship was super short-lived when they officially separated in 2003, both moving on to their respective next potentials in in the Hollywood dating pool. At number 4, we have Ashton Kutcher. While he was much younger, Ashton was married to a much older Demi Moore, and there was already mass public speculation on whether or not the duo would weather the storm and make it to the sunny side of rainbows and happiness. As expected by most, the answer ended up being a fat no. Aside from the fact that Ashton and Demi were already separated when Ashton was seeing Sarah Leal, he was actually caught cheating on Demi with Mila Kunis. So much so that Sarah made Ashton's affair everyone's business, even going so far as to publicly warn Mila that Ashton was, quote, incapable of being faithful. However, it seems that Sarah's warning genuinely fell on deaf ears, as Mila and Ashton are still very much together and seemingly thriving nowadays. At number 3, we have Ryan Felipe. He and his former actress lady Reese Witherspoon got married in 1999, which was a marriage that seemed to be promising for many. The style of the relationship seemed set up for greatness from the start, and yet this wasn't entirely the case. Ryan's uber cozy relationship with his co-star Abby Cornish, who was opposite of him in Stop Loss, was brought to the center of Hollywood's gossip vine, and there was a startling amount of evidence against Ryan for him to deny the allegations set against him, ranging from everything between Reese discovering messages on his phone regarding the affair to the paparazzi quite literally catching him in the act. Ryan's infidelity grew so apparent that Ryan never once cared to deny it. This resulted in Reese filing for a divorce in 2007. At number 2, we have Jack Nicholson. Jack and Angelica Huston were a celebrity couple who spent 17 years going back and forth from the status of committed to breaking up. Their on-again off-again series came to an official end when they split for the last time in 1989. This was reported to have happened because there was a discovery that Jack had an extramarital affair, and the result was that his mistress, Rebecca Broussard, got pregnant. Even though Rebecca was nowhere near the first woman that Jack cheated on Angelica with, it seemed it was the final hurting point for Angelica to separate from Jack for good. At number 1, we have Charlie Sheen. People are still talking about how much it seems Charlie was trying every trick in the book to ruin his career and reputation during his infamous spiral. On top of his addiction issues and health diagnosis, Charlie had a notorious title of being a serial cheater. His first wife, Donna Peel, married Charlie in 1995. This was the same year that Charlie was exposed as being a client of the courtesan agency that was operated by Heidi Fleiss. This marriage ended in 1996. Following this, Charlie wed Denise Richards back in 2002, but they weren't said to have lasted long either, as Denise filed for divorce in 2005 after cheating rumors ensued while she was in her 7-month term with their second child. Charlie denied the cheating allegations while being with Denise, but his third marriage faced the same issue. After he tied the knot with Brooke Mueller in 2008, Charlie was reportedly entertaining workers in the adult industry, sometimes escorting them to the home he and his partner were sharing. Much like his others, Charlie and Brooke divorced in 2010.
Number 10. James Charles. James was a popular makeup YouTuber before allegations were made against him in 2021, with several young men claiming that James had communicated with them inappropriately. The first accusations came from a fan who claims that James sent them explicit messages and photos when they were just 16. James claimed that the fan misled him into believing that he was an adult and blocked them as soon as he discovered their actual age. However, that one fan inspired several fans to come forward with similar stories. James later posted a now deleted video on YouTube called Holding Myself Accountable, during which he apologized for his desperate behavior and admitted to messaging 2 of the men. 2 out of like 20 people, so just saying, 2 is still too many. After the news went viral, his YouTube channel was demonetized, he lost all of his subscribers, stopped hosting the mini-series Instant Influencer, and severed ties with makeup brand Morphe, which he had basically become the spokesperson for. James took a break from producing content for about 5 minutes before posting a video called An Open Conversation that summer, not even a full year, he just waited until another season popped up. Number 9. Sebastian Bales. Sebastian Bales was a very popular YouTube content creator and TikTok man, but their videos aimed at a younger audience went from lighthearted to dark and disturbing. Sebastian, along with his partner in crime Lauren Godwin, posted several videos together over the years, usually being a vlog, but sometimes Sebastian liked to pull little pranks on Lauren. His career was over thanks to 2 so-called pranks that he posted in 2019. The first saw Sebastian pretending to leave Lauren for a life in the army, wearing one of the most store-bought looking uniforms you have ever seen in your life. Now, while much lighter than the next video I'm going to talk about, the content received major backlash from fans as many had parents or siblings in the military and they didn't appreciate Sebastian treating that position as a joke. But it was his next video that really put the icing on that bad guy cake. Seb and Lauren thought it would be really funny to fake one of the worst things that you could do to a person, pressuring your partner into physical physical lovemaking without their consent. The video is disturbing and I'm not gonna get deep into it, but you can imagine just how disgusted the internet was with this man, who looks like an orange creamsicle with the top bitten off of it. He made an apology video and deleted this video by moving it to private so it still exists, but the internet collectively cancelled his channel. Number 8. I Show Speed. Darren Watkins, better known by his YouTube handle I Show Speed, made headlines last week after he exposed his little dinghy on a live stream. The rapper and media influencer had just returned from a trip to Japan, and fans tuned in excitement to see him return to their gaming world, and watched as he played around Five Nights at Freddy's. When he was startled by a character, he stood up to yell, only for his pants to just fall right down. He sat down and immediately closed the live stream. His account, which had millions of subscribers, was frozen, and it underwent a review from the powers that be. Following the slew of negative comments that he received online, he went on an anger-filled rant in another stream, telling his fans to stop talking and shouting a lot of F words that I'm not allowed to say online. You know, the ones that rhyme with maggot and bucker. Twitter has since lit up with comments from people asking why they're being blamed for him not knowing how pants work. The most recent news is that his channel will not be banned despite his blatant violation of their guidelines, but considering the amount of hate that this dude is currently receiving online, I cannot imagine his channel will be very active for very long. Number 7. Ravana. Vegan blogging is a big business on YouTube. Numerous creators have been able to make a huge living off of plant-based diets. Many actually make their subscribers pay a little bit of a fee to gain insight into recipes and routines not normally shared in their videos. One of these women, Ravana, had a massive following and would make her subscribers pay $70 to gain access to their diet plan. She had a massive empire, but it was all built on lies, and in 2019 she decided to order a fish at a restaurant and was outed by a fellow influencer. Ravana was in Bali at the time, thinking that she was just out for a good time with her fellow content creator Paula Galindo, who started live streaming at the dinner table. Yeah, the internet quickly filled her channel with negative comments and dubbed her Fishvana, and just like that, her empire was gone. Number 6. Colleen Bollinger. Colleen was best known for her character Miranda Sings on YouTube, who became so popular that she received her own Netflix series. However, it turns out that she's a creepy creepo who really needs to have her phone taken away by an adult. She was basically messaging her fans to deliver so-called advice when she was actually trying to manipulate them into being her little minions. There was a massive amount of proof in the pudding. Fans had screenshots of conversations, with one person claiming that she sent them lingerie as a joke. Somebody call Netflix, we've got a new special right here. Following instant backlash from the world, Colleen decided to post an apology online, and she did apologize while playing a ukulele. After this woman is shown to be weird to kids, she thought it was appropriate to go online and sing a little ditty about it. In response to the cringiest apology of all time, her fans collectively tapped out and unsubscribed from her channel. Colleen now only exists in the suppressed memories of her young fans. Number 5. Logan Paul. Logan Paul, a man now known as a WWE superstar, was once a famous YouTuber. With millions of subscribers, his channel's popularity quickly skyrocketed in the early 2010s, until one day Logan and his friends decided to go to a famous forest in Japan to film a camping challenge. A forest that is unfortunately famous for the tragedies that take place there. In fact, many lives have ended in that forest, and most were self-inflicted. While venturing into the forest, Logan and his crew spot a recently deceased individual just hanging from a tree, and instead of alerting the authorities and cutting the cameras, he acted like it was the wildest thing he had ever seen in his life, all while wearing a hat that looked like one of the little green guys from Toy Story. He actually shouted at the body asking if it was okay or if they were just fooling with them. They stood there filming for like 30 minutes before finally leaving the forest, but the video was not demonetized and it received massive backlash. At the beginning and end of the clip, he urges any viewer suffering from mental health issues to seek help, blatantly trying to exploit the situation. Many viewers felt traumatized by the video and began drowning his channel with negative comments. If you want proof that this guy is a 12-year-old mentally speaking, just watch his apology video. He released an apology where he claimed to face a monsoon of negativity and that he doesn't do it for views, he just gets them, and he actually spent a good chunk of that video just sadly telling people how popular he was. Needless to say, nobody cared for that apology and his YouTube career was in the dumps. But the WWE loves problematic people, so he was brought into the ring with open arms. Number 4. Sam Pepper. Prank channels used to be massive on YouTube, but like reality TV star turned YouTuber Sam Pepper, they're old news. Pepper was once a star, gaining millions of views for his pranks. His videos often pushed the boundaries of what was acceptable, but in 2014 he finally crossed a line. He uploaded a video called Fake Hand Bum Pinch Prank, in which he literally just touched unsuspecting women in an inappropriate fashion. The backlash was swift and heated. The YouTuber claimed that the prank was part part of a large social experiment meant to highlight the difference between violence towards men and violence towards women. But nobody bought that for a second. In fact, a fellow YouTuber, Tyler Oakley, tweeted, "If you're a horrible person, just claim it was a social experiment. Then it's everyone else's problem if they're offended." Pepper went on to claim that the video was staged, but it was far too late. His career was in tatters. That is a fun word. Multiple women came forward claiming they'd been subjected to unwanted physical advances from Pepper off camera. In an ill-advised attempt to bounce back, he uploaded a video in which he pranked Vine star Sam Golback by pretending to abduct him and his friend. And in that video, Pepper staged an execution, leaving Golback in clear distress. It backfired spectacularly. He was branded a disgrace to the YouTube community by Cole Ledford, and unsurprisingly, Pepper is now YouTube history. Number 3. Anthony Fantano. Fantano started out as a music reviewer in 2007, and his channel garnered fame after posting earnest covers of songs by Man and the Mountain Goats, which is just a weird name and I can't believe they exist. But as his channel garnered more and more popularity, his ideas on the world became more and more ridiculous. While he gained his fame on the channel Needle Drop, it was the spin-off channel That Is the Plan that landed him in hot water. He posted dense videos taking aim at feminism, the Black Lives Matter movement, and of course social justice warriors. After several attempts to contact his channel by media outlets, Fantano canceled his channel and claimed that it was due to YouTube's strict rules not letting him monetize his work. Suspiciously though, he had just released a video so chock full of garbage that there was no way he was gonna get away with it. Now, whether that's true or not, his main channel was still very active and he received massive backlash online. Hey man, you can't call people out if you don't expect them to clap back. Number 2. Nicole Arbor. NBA cheerleader turned YouTube comedian Nicole Arbor has been pushing the boundaries of bad taste for a very long time. In 2015, the internet pushed back. The Canadian content creator posted a video called Dear Fat People, which appeared to mock overweight folks for views. She claimed that fat shaming was not real and that it was an issue created by overweight people. Angry responses followed on YouTube just in the media overall, with several women coming forward to call her claims rude, misguided, and disgusting. Numerous outlets reported that Arbor was fired from her role as a choreographer on the anti-bullying dance film Don't Talk to Irene as a result of her harmful video, though she refuted these claims at the time and continues to deny them to this day. Whether she was fired from that film or not, one thing is for sure: Dear Fat People took any chances that she had of making her comedy a mainstream and just tossed it in the trash. And at number 1, Trisha Paytas. She's been described as a jack-of-all-trades celebrity by The Telegraph, but Trisha Paytas was best known for her YouTube channel. She didn't hold back in her videos, and that's the main reason she was able to amass millions of subscribers over the years. She shed a chunk of those subscribers, however, in early 2019 when she got drawn into a drama with Ethan Klein of H3H3 Productions. According to Yahoo! It all started when Klein criticized Paytas for looking unrecognizable in her Instagram photos, shining a spotlight on the culture of over-editing. Paytas went off on Klein in a series of tweets calling him a disgusting piece of S, and then proceeding to make a retaliation video that backfired on her massively as she lost 55,000 subscribers as a result. That wasn't the video that killed her career though. In October 2019, Paytas appeared to hammer the final nail into her own coffin when she released a video titled I Am Trans, Male to Female. In it, she makes a series of contradictory and ill-informed claims telling viewers that she identifies as a gay man but also is 1000% her natural born identity. I don't know. The backlash was swift, with numerous people accusing her of jumping all over trans issues for views. She 100% did. She apologized and claims that there was no ill will behind the videos, but Paytas had simply gone too far this time and her career was rightfully over. Number 10. Logan Paul. A warning to any of our squeamish viewers, this one's gonna be graphic if you have a strong imagination. Logan Paul, a man now known as a WWE superstar, was once a famous YouTube star. With millions of subscribers, his channel's popularity quickly skyrocketed in the early 2010s. Until one day, Logan and his friends decided to go to a famous forest in Japan to film a camping challenge video. A forest that is unfortunately famous for the tragedies that take place there. Many lives have ended in the forest, and some were self-inflicted. While venturing into the forest, Logan and his crew spot a recently deceased individual individual hanging from a tree, and instead of alerting the authorities and cutting the cameras, he acted like it was the wildest thing he had ever seen, all while wearing a hat designed to look like one of the little green guys from Toy Story. This dude is a literal man-child. If you want proof, just watch his apology. Actually, don't. Let me just summarize it for you. He shouted at the body asking if it was okay or if they were just fooling with them for minutes before finally leaving the forest. The video was not demonetized and received massive backlash. At the beginning and end of the clip, he urges any viewer suffering from mental health issues to seek help, blatantly exploiting the situation. Many viewers felt traumatized by the video and began drowning his channel with negative comments. He released an apology in which he claimed to be facing a monsoon of negativity, that he doesn't do it for the views and that he just gets them. Like, he actually spent a good chunk of the video trying to sadly tell the audience how popular he was. Needless to say, nobody cared for his apology and his YouTube career was in the dumps. But hey man, the World Wrestling Entertainment industry does not care what you do. Get over here, you little scamp. Number 9. Jeffree Star. Jeffree got his start on a completely different platform, MySpace. Remember MySpace? I don't. We didn't have internet in my house until it was long gone. Jeffree was a queer underground pop star who broke all the social norms of society. Star used the platform to share stories about self-image, confidence, and beauty. Despite being such an advocate for all of those things, Jeffree's racist and downright disgusting behavior has been well documented throughout his rise to glory. The charges vary from gross to criminal. I would love to go down the list of all the nasty things he has done and did over the years, but there are only so many loopholes that I can find on this platform. Despite all the backlash and negativity, Jeffree's career only seemed to go up, eventually becoming the sponsor of a cosmetics brand collaborating with several influencers, including Nikki Tutorials, Laura Lee, and Gabrielle Zamora, until 2015 when Dramageddon took place and friendships quickly crumbled. Jeffree was using heavy language in a casual way and being very violent whenever the opportunity came up. Eventually, more and more young fans shared their stories with the public, and he lost every single subscriber and was forced to lay low at a yak ranch to this day, selling yak meat. What a career move. Number 8. Tana Mongo. Tana made her money on YouTube by creating wholesome family content. Now I'm just kidding. She told stories that sometimes involved her glugging back some adult bevies might. She gained a massive following, receiving millions of views per video. But in 2018, Tana was not made a featured creator at VidCon. Featured just means that you get backstage access and you don't have to walk through a crowd of people. She would still attend the events though and caused several fire hazards thanks to the hundreds of people that would surround her, landing her with a lifetime ban from any future events. Oh well, if they won't have her, she can just make her own con. TanaCon. The venue has now been referred to as the Fire Festival of YouTube, and if you don't know what Fire Festival is, oh my god, look it up. Despite selling tickets ahead of time, fans were made to wait in long lines in the hot sun for over 6 hours with no food or water. There were 2 lines, a free entrance lineup and a VIP badge line. Guess which line the security started kicking people out of? They were trying to make room for the already oversold venue. The ads made it sound like this thing was a massive event, but it basically took place in a hallway. That's right, like one single hallway. And what did you get for spending $1,000 on your trip? Well, a little goodie bag that was supposed to include items that were double the value of your ticket. Those items were adult skin tubes, stickers, and a wristband. That's about it. To top it off, the event was shut down due to health concerns, forcing most of her fans to just turn around and go home. Needless to say, the event caused massive backlash and destroyed her career as a YouTube superstar. Guys, if you want to do a festival, here's the first rule: double check the venue capacity. Number 7. iShowSpeed. Darren Watkins, better known by his YouTube handle iShowSpeed, made headlines this week after he accidentally exposed his Reginald Val Johnson on a live stream. The rapper and media influencer had just returned from a trip to Japan, and fans tuned in excitement to see him return to the gaming world, and watched as he played a round of Five Nights at Freddy's. When he was startled by a character, he stood up to yell, only for his pants to fall down. He sat down and immediately closed the live stream. His account, which had millions of subscribers, was frozen and underwent a review from the powers that be. Following the slew of negative comments he received online, he went on an anger-filled rant in another stream, telling his fans to stop talking and shouting a lot of F words at them that I'm not allowed to say. Twitter has since lit up with comments from people asking why they are being blamed for him not knowing how to use a belt. The most recent news is that his channel will not be banned, despite the blatant violation of YouTube's guidelines. But considering the amount of hate this man is currently receiving, I can't imagine his channel will be very active for much longer. Number 6. Lucas. Colleen Ballinger. Former YouTuber Colleen Ballinger was accused by several of her young fans as being a creepy creepo who wanted to be their friend. Colleen is best known for her character Miranda Sings on YouTube, who became so popular that she received her own Netflix series. If you want to watch it these days, you'll need a VPN or something. It's probably super illegal. She was basically messaging her fans to deliver so-called advice when she was actually just trying to manipulate them into being her little minions, and not the little yellow guys with the glasses. There was a massive amount of proof in the pudding. Fans had screenshots of conversations, with one fan claiming that she sent him lingerie, but Colleen said it was as a joke. Oh my god, lace underwear, hilarious. Following instant backlash from the world, Colleen decided to post an apology online, and she did so while playing a ukulele. After this woman is shown to be just weird to kids, she thought it would be appropriate to go online and sing about it. In response to the cringiest apology of all time, her fans resurfaced a video that really should have gotten her cancelled the moment that it went online. A few years ago, she decided it would be a cool idea during one of her live shows to sing and dance to Beyonce's Single Ladies while in blackface. Yep, there's just the roughest clip of Colleen barefoot on stage, wildly flailing and waving about, and nobody at that show thought that was weird. Isn't the world great? Number 5. Fred Figglehorn. No, I will not be playing any audio clips from this man because I'm aware that his voice can send even the calmest of men into a rampage. In case you don't know who Fred is, let's do a little recap. Fred Figglehorn uploaded his first YouTube video in 2006 when he was 13, created by Lucas Crookshanks, and quickly became a viral sensation. Fred was this hyperactive 6-year-old trying to exist in the world and sharing every moment of it with us. Eventually, he created his own channel and became the first YouTuber in history to receive 1 million subscribers. While many people found his voice annoying, his success cannot be denied. Not only did Fred go on to feature in his own music videos, but he even brought the character into the world of movies and television, starring in several Fred movies which featured John Cena as his estranged father, and a TV series produced by Nickelodeon called Fred the Show. The destruction came, much like many other YouTube stars, when he decided to branch out away from his own show. It was decided that new faces would be brought in to exist in the world of Fred, with Lucas taking a step back from the acting side and instead lending a hand to his writing skills. Well, no one liked that. New videos featuring content aimed at kids with new characters did not land well. After this brief experiment failed, the channel went dark and Fred has yet to return. But if you're curious what he's up to these days, Lucas has his own YouTube channel simply titled Lucas, so go check him out. Number 4. Smosh. Smosh was one of the most profitable channels in the early to late 2010s. The duo of Ian Hecox and Anthony Padilla were comedy legends to myself and my friends, as well as millions of other subscribers around the world. In 2011, they had garnered enough success that they needed someone to manage their day-to-day and help them produce more sketches, so they sold the name to a company called Defy Media. Immediately, the quality of the videos changed. They seemed cleaner and better edited, but according to Anthony Padilla, the creative process changed drastically. Defy was in charge of the content being put out into the world, meaning that they had to pitch sketches and sift them through a chain of command before being able to actually film them. After 6 years of having his creative freedom stripped away, Anthony decided to leave Smosh behind, while Ian tried to maintain things. Bringing on some friends to act in sketches, the channel quickly died out and fans were no longer interested in seeing Smosh sketches without Ian and Anthony. Instead, Smosh shifted its focus to several different realms. The Smosh Pit now play games together, create small little skits, and bring on celebrity guests from time to time to have some fun. It's actually a pretty cool channel. While the main Smosh channel died out, Ian and Anthony have actually patched things up and have not only purchased the company back for themselves, but they also started releasing sketches again online. It's not the same, but we're still happy to see it. Number 3. Anthony Fantano. Fantano started out as a music reviewer in 2007. His channel garnered fame after posting earnest covers of songs by Man and the Mountain Goats. What a name. But as his channel garnered more and more popularity, his ideas on the world became more and more ridiculous. While he gained his fame on the channel Needle Drop, it was the spin-off channel That Is the Plan that landed him in hot water. He would post dense videos taking aim at feminism, the Black Lives Matter movement, and of course, social justice warriors. After several attempts to contact his channel by media outlets, Fantano actually canceled his channel and claimed that it was due to YouTube's strict rules not allowing him to monetize his work. Whether that's true or not, his main channel was still very active and he received massive backlash online. Can't call people out if you don't expect them to clap back, bud. Number 2. 2. James Charles. James was a popular makeup YouTuber before allegations were made against him in 2021, with several young men claiming that James had communicated with them inappropriately. The first accusation came from a fan who claims that James sent them explicit messages and photos when they were just 16. James claimed that the fan misled him into believing that he was an adult and blocked the young man as soon as he discovered his actual age. However, that one fan inspired several fans to come forward with similar stories. James later posted a now deleted video called "Holding Myself Accountable," during which he apologized for his desperate behavior and admitted to messaging 2 of the men, just 2 of them, out of like 20. Yeah, that adds up. After the news went viral, his YouTube channel was demonetized, he lost all of his subscribers, stopped hosting the mini-series Instant Influencer, and severed ties with his makeup brand Morph, which he had basically become the spokesperson for. James took a break from producing content for like 5 minutes before posting a video called "An Open Conversation" that summer. He didn't even wait a full year, just waited till a different season popped up. And at number 1, Ravana. Vegan blogging is a big business on YouTube. Numerous creators have been able to make a huge living off of plant-based diets. Many actually make their subscribers pay a little bit of a fee to gain insight into recipes and routines that aren't normally shared in their regular videos. One of these women named Ravana had a massive following and would make her subscribers pay $70 to get access to her diet plan. She had a massive empire, but it was all built on lies. In 2019, she decided to order fish at a restaurant and was outed by a fellow influencer. Ravana was in Bali at the time, thinking that she was just out for a good time with fellow content creator Paula Galindo, who started live streaming at the dinner table. The internet quickly filled her channel with negative comments and dubbed her Fishvana. Just like that, her empire was gone. Number 10. 1975. British band The 1975 have been ordered to pay $2.3 million in damages over their recent set at Malaysian music festival Good Vibes. The 1975's now infamous performance in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, on the 21st of July was cut short after Matt Healy criticized the country's anti-LGBTQ+ laws on stage and kissed his bassist Ross McDonald. Malaysia's Ministry of Communications and Digital subsequently cancelled the remaining 2 days of the festival. Earlier this week, the festival organizers Future Sound Asia, or FSA, outlined its plan to seek financial damages from the 1975, although the $2.3 million figure was not disclosed at that time. A large component of FSA's letter of claim is attributed towards frontman Matt Healy's breach of contract. Apparently, Healy's representative categorically provided a pre-show written assurance that he and the 1975's live performances would adhere to all local guidelines and regulations during their set in Malaysia. And Malaysia do not condone public acts of love between 2 people of the same gender. Not only did Matty go against what the leaders of the country stood for, but according to members of the Malaysian LGBTQ+ community, they all agree that this political statement has only made things worse for everybody. Number 9. Colleen Bollinger. Allegations surrounding Bollinger's behavior with her fans first began in 2020 when YouTuber Adam McIntyre made a video claiming that the comedian had a personal relationship with him when he was just in his teens and she was in her 30s. He added that he would help her social media and he would be frequently put in uncomfortable situations, specifically noting that at one point Bollinger sent him lingerie as a joke. At the time, Bollinger denied some of these allegations in a video, but the allegations resurfaced in 2023 when another YouTuber, Cody Rants, who defended Bollinger against McIntyre in 2020, alleged that Bollinger had privately shared screenshots of messages with McIntyre in a fan group chat. She also showed screenshots in her now deleted video in which Bollinger asked the group of fans their favorite position, among other inappropriate questions. In response, Bollinger uploaded an unusual 10-minute video to YouTube, choosing to address the allegations through a ukulele song. Needless to say, that's not how you're supposed to do that. So not only did people agree that she was definitely a groomer, but more and more information began to surface, and not only were all of her live shows cancelled, but she has also been cancelled entirely. Number 8. Lizzo. Thanks to some recent controversy in Lizzo's life, a series of performances have been cancelled, including one major concert, the Made in America Festival. At press time, when asked for further comment on what precipitated the cancellation of the event that was slated to take place on September 2nd and 3rd at Benjamin Franklin Parkway in Philadelphia, a spokesperson for promoter Live Nation pointed to the statement and they didn't provide any additional info. Though the statement did not cite any specific details about what caused the cancellation, the news came just days after Lizzo responded to a lawsuit from 3 of her former dancers, who alleged that the Truth Hurts rapper harassed her employees and created a hostile work environment. In a written statement in response response to the suit, the Grammy winner insisted the claims were false allegations and sensational stories. There is almost no way that this is a coincidental cancellation, as not only was Lizzo set to be an act, but she was supposed to be the big act of the festival. Can't put someone on stage who likes bananas that much, I guess. Number 7. Tory Lanez. A Los Angeles jury found rapper Tory Lanez guilty of 3 felonies in the 2020 Pew Pew incident of hip-hop star Megan Thee Stallion that left her wounded with little fragments in her feet. Was arrested and charged with several felony counts in October 2020 following a public incident where he fired off a personal Pew Pew device. Weeks after his arrest, Megan Thee Stallion, whose real name is Megan Pete, went on Instagram Live to say that Lanez had aimed at her and caused significant damage. Despite denying these claims, the evidence was there. In October 2022, Lanez was ordered under house arrest and electronic monitoring, with Deputy District Attorney Alexander Bott arguing at the time that Lanez posed a danger to society and previously defied court orders to not come within 100 yards of Megan. This of course meant any and all concerts that he had lined up were immediately cancelled, and while he has been on people's radar for a long time, the actual trial has been pushed back over and over again. But so far it's not looking good. Number 6. Travis Scott. In case you've forgotten, Travis was responsible for one of the worst concert tragedies in recent history. During his Astroworld event in Houston, 8 people passed away from accidental suffocation after a crowd surge took place. The entire audience rushed the stage, and the large outdoor event became a small outdoor oven. 2 more people passed away a few days later in hospital. He was facing a massive slew of charges following the event, but that did not stop him from trying to show up at another concert. In fact, he had already been booked to headline Coachella in 2022, but they had to let him go and replaced him following the massive amount of hate online. Not only was his Coachella concert cancelled, but a few months before, he was supposed to co-headline a festival called Day in Vegas with SZA and J. Cole, a show that was also cancelled thanks to the Astroworld tragedy. He has since returned to the stage, appearing at small venues and eventually performing at the 2022 Billboard Music Awards. Number 5. Nicki Minaj. Rapper Nicki Minaj is a superstar and certainly not one to shy away from how she feels. In 2019, she pulled out of a concert in Saudi Arabia to show support for women's rights, LGBTQ rights, and the freedom of expression. Minaj was due to headline the July 18th festival, billed as one of the biggest music events ever staged in the Middle East. The event took place at the King Abdullah Sports Stadium in Jeddah, with other scheduled performers, including former One Direction member Liam Payne and Steve Aoki. The Human Rights Foundation, in a letter, called on Minaj to call off her performance. The advocacy group cited Saudi Arabia's imprisonment and execution of, LGBTQ people, oppression of women, etc., all that fun stuff. Well, for one of the few times in human history, Minaj actually listened to the complaints. Not only was she receiving DMs left and right, but her moral views were being put into question. She came to her senses and pulled out of the venue. The foundation later released a statement praising Minaj for the decision and thanking her for the inspiration that it was surely going to bring. Number 4. Justin Bieber. Bieber postponed a slate of US dates on his Justice Tour in June 2022 after suffering from Ramsay Hunt syndrome, which partially paralyzed his face. The Ghost singer wasn't able to reschedule his summer run of US shows. Before canceling his shows, he had performed at a concert in Brazil when a sudden wave of exhaustion overtook him. He later released a statement saying, "After resting and consulting with my doctors, family, and team, I went to Europe in an effort to continue with this tour. I performed 6 live shows, but it took a very large toll on me, so I'm going to take a break from touring for the time being. I'm going to be okay." Well, he was right. His health has thankfully gotten better since, with his first return to the stage only being a few short months later. Number 3. Morgan Wallen. After the country singer canceled his second show at the University of Mississippi's Vaught Hemingway Stadium, fans were quick to question the true cause of the situation. Wallen was claiming it was due to a medical situation, but many were quick to point out that at his previous shows he seemed a little bit tipsy. The cancellation of this concert in particular came after the crowd had piled into the gym. Several thousand fans were already inside of that stadium, and some were sharing images from the event on social media as they awaited Wallen. Others said that they had been waiting inside the venue for like 3 or 4 hours for him to appear, only to be greeted by the disappointing message on the stadium screen. The message of course informing them that Wallen would not be performing, and the crowd was furious. But hey, this wouldn't be the first time Morgan was facing some kind of backlash. In fact, this recent slew of concerts comes only 2 years after he was caught using the N-word to describe one of his friends after a night out in Nashville. His music was pulled from radio, his record contract was suspended, and he was disqualified from that year's Academy of Country Music Awards. Number 2. Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle dominated the comedy scene in the 90s and the early 2000s. His stand-up was considered to be the most most gut-busting and entertaining around, and his role in films like The Nutty Professor, Robin Hood Men in Tights, and the cult classic Half-Baked cemented him in the comedy world. He took a bit of a break from starring in films to focus on his family and his true passion, stand-up comedy though. Despite being on stage for over 12 years, Dave never really learned how to follow suit with the times. He said there were certain topics that started becoming rude to joke about. Many jokes considered to be funny in the 80s and 90s haven't aged well, and unfortunately it seems like that's all the material that Dave has. In one of his last Netflix specials, Dave decided it was his time on stage to make fun of the LGBTQ+ community, spewing trashy jokes that are just not worth quoting or repeating. If you're actually curious how bad it was just enough to get Dave's fans to turn on him immediately. A slew of shows were cancelled, including a tour for his latest special that will never see the light of day. Maybe next time Dave will keep his rude comments where they belong, in a little journal under his bed. And at number 1, Madonna. Madonna is the original queen of pop. Her tunes have had us moving and grooving since her debut album released in 1983, simply titled Madonna. She is only 64 years old, and the reason that I'm putting her on this list of people who did bad at a concert was unfortunately due to the recent hospitalization she's going through. Madonna was set to begin a world tour until roughly a week ago, when her scheduled performances were suddenly cancelled. According to Madonna herself, the hospitalization comes from a battle with a serious bacterial infection. She was kept over a multi-day period, but has been released back into her home, where her family says she's been uncontrollably vomiting, basically being bedridden, but she has since stepped foot back into the world and she seems to be doing better. Apparently she had been suffering from a heavy fever for over a month before this, but had been able to push through. Suddenly that bacteria took hold and she was sent to the ICU. Thankfully she recovered after only a few days and she's back on her feet, but hopefully the concert tour will start up again very soon.
At number 10 we have former Try Guys Ned Fulmer. Ned and his wife Ariel were recently pictured leaving their house together amid his workplace affair scandal. The former executive producer and co-creator of the now three-piece collective and his wife were both spotted with their wedding rings still on as they departed their LA home and headed into their car. Surprisingly enough, the pair were even flashing smiles for the photographers stationed outside. However, there were no public displays of affection in their united front. Ned is currently still embroiled in his cheating controversy after he stepped forward to reveal on Instagram that he behaved inappropriately with his co-worker Alex Herring. This firstly was leaked through an online user exposing him and Alex in the club making out for everybody to see, eventually leading the remaining TTG members to subsequently announce that Ned would no longer be taking part in the Try Guys. TTG also cut Ned out of their social media accounts, including recent videos for their YouTube channel. Ned and Ariel have 2 children together, and the mother of his kids has since also addressed the situation in her own statement after Ned's. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for more top 10 celebrity content. At number 9 we have the Paul brothers and Alyssa Violet. Alyssa entangled herself with both Paul bros Jake and Logan. Despite the occurrences supposedly happening at 2 very different times, the backlash from both events was super messy. The publicized fallout between Jake and Alyssa resulted in her leaving the popular Team 10 house and breaking all ties with the group. And let's not forget Alyssa exposing Jake in a video once where she accused the star of playing mind games and cheating on her. According to Alyssa, Jake messed around with her heart and made her feel like they were super serious, only to openly flirt with other girls in front of her. With all that being said, they were pretty toxic. But just when you thought the worst was over, Jake later fired shots back at Alyssa by accusing her of hooking up with Logan. Now another non-secret is that Jake and the Martinez twins were forced to part ways in line with the twins, claiming they were bullied in the Team 10 house. Well, how does this relate? Well, Jake issued a since deleted tweet in response to the accusation, but he also dragged Alyssa into the mess. A fan account of the twins previously wrote, "This is like Alyssa all over again." In response, Jack hit this fan account back with, "Yeah, and this time I'm not being silent. Alyssa effed my brother, that's why I kicked her out. Oopsie, I just told them the truth. I'm done being the bad guy." Alyssa's response was one of complete confusion, and Logan didn't even bother commenting on the accusations. Alyssa alleged it was only a one-time affair, however Jake claimed it was long-lasting, and he was completely devastated by his discovery. Logan, on the other hand, ended up using Alyssa like a pawn by featuring her in a revenge video amidst the Paul brothers' ongoing drama. Regarding a song titled The Second Verse, Logan explained, "He goes and puts up this disgusting billboard of me, humiliating me for everyone down Melrose to see." Even more, at the end of the video, Logan and Alyssa go in for a kiss, but the video actually cuts off at the last second, so no one knows if they actually did. At number 8 we have former YouTubers Sam and Nia. The couple put forth a YouTube video where Sam admitted to being a sinner after a website hack drew back the curtains on his double life. Known especially for his Christianity, Sam Radar previously confessed in a vlog of his and Nia's that he created an Ashley Madison account and was a committed paying subscriber of the cheating website. This came after the Daily Mail Online outed his wrongdoings. Sam described setting up his Ashley account back in 2013 in order to meet other women, but claims he never got too close to engage in any physical cheating on his wife. Sam also claimed that he made payments fans to become a part of the website only out of quote, fleshy desire and sinful curiosity. Nia meanwhile revealed after the fact that she had forgiven the father. The account was allegedly made in September 2013, which lined up in the same month as the birth of his second child and the celebration of his 4th year being married. According to stolen data from the site's hack, Sam paid 2 separate fees of $189. To excuse his sin, Sam insisted that not only did Nia forgive him, but his higher power also did, so he has been quote, completely cleansed. At number 7 we have Twitch streamer Water Got Him. Popular Apex Legends Twitcher Water faced mass criticism after he was accused of dosing, which in short means to target a service attack. Water specifically was alleged to have dosed Apex's servers and was said to have experienced endless server crashes prior to the start of his games. Alongside this, Water received an insanely high amount of RP between streams, which set suspicions in his fans. These issues forced players to search for evidence against Water, and it was then that they realized that Water was typing things into his keyboard before every match, and then acting surprised when the server would crash. To this day, Water will deny the allegations, yet he no longer plays Apex and is now a Call of Duty streamer, equating fans to believe Water was banned from Apex. At number 6 we have Pro Jared. This gamer's wife Heidi O'Farrell once took to a tweet storm to accuse Jared of messing around with another gamer named Holly Conrad. Jared logged into Twitter to drop the announcement that he and Heidi were divorcing while still addressing the cheating rumors circulating. Jared then asked that Twitter fans respect he and Heidi's privacy, as he knew his announcement would result in gossip and speculation from fans to draw their own conclusions. However, shortly after this, Heidi decided to drop her own bomb in a string of messages which alleged that Jared had been cheating on her for months with Holly. Heidi also revealed that she had been blocked by Jared. Heidi hinted at having proof from explicit convos and photographic evidence to back up her claims, and further accused Holly of sending inappropriate photos to her then husband. At number 5 we have Jacqueline and Jonah Hill. After a seemingly strong 9 years of marriage, Jacqueline ended up filing for divorce from her late husband Jonah. YouTube fans of 2018 were devastated by the announcement, but naturally speculation ensued, forcing the former couple to address their breakup in Instagram statements that May. Jacqueline further shared a video where she got candid ASF about the process. Still, both respective statements riled up fans enough to dig up older footage and tweets where they felt the couple shaded one another. By July of that year, Jacqueline insisted in a tweet that she was not a cheater. Outside of their perfect couple persona though, some fans expected the sad news for a while. While Jacqueline used to regularly feature Jonah on her social media and in her videos, they hadn't seen him in months. Then they both unfollowed each other around the same time as well. Plus, there was this one clip from Jacqueline's previous videos that fans spotted: "The only words I hate more than cool brown are cheaters and liars." Yikes. Fellow beauty influencers quickly flocked to Jacqueline's comment sections to send their fierce support. Kim Kardashian stylist Mario sent his love, and Christian Dominic wrote, "Sending you all my love, you're so strong," while Candy Johnson responded with, "Sending you hugs and love." At number 4 we have FaZe Banks. It seems that there's a history with Alyssa Violet and cheating, because this would mark her 3rd scandal on today's list. However, this time it's with FaZe, as she was supposedly cheated on by the artist. The two romantically linked up in 2017, but in 2019 the pair separated after 2 years of love. They seemed head over heels and even got engaged 3 months before they split. Yet Alyssa shared the real reason behind their breakup in a tweet, and it was messy. Quote, "I was asleep upstairs with our dog and he wasn't next to me, so I checked our guest wing and caught him in bed with a random girl. After seeing Alyssa headlined on various social sites, FaZe issued a reply saying, 'I love you,' but Alyssa wasn't having any of it and publicly questioned his love for her. Previously, Alyssa saw Jake Paul for a year but ended their relationship in February 2017 when they both accused each other of cheating. Her name was also linked romantically to Logan Paul. At number 3 we have another Twitcher named Solista. Ranked 65th on Radiant, the Valorant player from North America was slapped in the face with a startling ban from the game while he was live streaming. This took place in the middle of a match when Solista was booted from the screen with an error message. As soon as the gamer quit playing, a Vanguard message of "hacker detected" was shown. Valorant's Vanguard anti-cheat protection is about the best anti-cheat policy in any game so far, and this is proven through its detection and banning of Solista during streaming. At number 2 we have Call Me Carson, Katarino, and Fitz. Their situation is in reference to Twitch streamers Call Me Carson and Katarino's messy split because of confirmation that Katarino had cheated on Carson. The public admittance in late March 2020 was all it took for the couple to break up, and it was actually Carson's friend and fellow streamer Fitz, known to be Cameron McKay, who Katarino fooled around with. Katarino went public with her affairs of cheating on her manager with both Carson and Fitz as well. In 2020, on March 31st, a Redditor named Interesting League made a post about a tweet referring to the scandal, which Carson had liked with the caption, "Oh no." On the same day, another Redditor, Zionix, had commented, "I think they're saying Kate may have cheated on Carson for Fitz, which I'm hoping did not happen. Carson cannot take that kind of stress right now since he's been battling with his depression." Carson eventually responded with, "Ding ding ding, we have a winner." In April of that year, a source named Keemstar, who had been closely eyeing the unfolding events, released a rumor in the form of a drama alert video that on On top of seeing both Carson and Fizz, Katarina was also dating her manager. 2 days later, Katarina posted an update video to explain that the gossip was truthful and she was starting to see a therapist to help aid her dissociation disorder. The next day saw Fitz reacted to the drama by apologizing to Carson on Twitter. Carson had also taken to the app to post a string of tweets detailing how sorry he was for bringing such a personal matter to the public eye. It wasn't even a full 24 hours in light of the drama when Twitter and YouTube users began uploading parodies of Katarina's apology video. At number 1, we have Twitcher XQC. XQC is one of the biggest streamers out there, and the same thing can be said for his cheating scandal. His live streaming sniping incident, which took place during a Fall Guys GlitchCon tournament, has haunted his career ever since it happened. He was served a temporary ban for his actions of violating the tournament rules. Alongside this, it was known that someone else could have won the prize money if the streamer had played by the rules and didn't cheat his way into a win.